Woman was in her home, was coming out of her house and saw somebody in her truck. When she went to approach it, he pointed a gun at her and demanded her car key.
Everyone ready? All right, well, good afternoon. So about 3:52 this afternoon, we received several calls about a man at this intersection waving a gun. Several deputies responded, confronted the man. Somewhere during that interaction, the suspect pulled a firearm from his waistband. He was shot at least one time in the arm. There are non-life-threatening injuries. He was taken to ORMC, where he's expected to survive. After he was secured, we did find the gun. It is a simulated firearm that looks exactly like a real gun. FDLE is going to take over the investigation. Of course, they will turn over their results to the state attorney's office. Our deputy, as per standard procedure, will be relieved of duty with pay and then brought back at a certain point. And then, of course, we will do our own internal review. At this time, it appears the charges are going to be aggravated assault on law enforcement at the minimum. So at this time, I'll take any questions you may have, but we're still very early in the investigation.
What exactly, do you know who this guy is, what his intention was?
So we're still trying to identify who he was, and we don't know why he was waving a gun around, but there are several witnesses who saw him waving the gun around right at this intersection. That's correct. Our deputies received a call that a man was waving a gun at this location.
But he had an argument with that person before, like they was like.
Yeah, we're not sure what led up to him waving the gun in the air. We just know that several people saw him with a gun, waving it in the air recklessly, called 911, and that's what we responded.
Does he live in the area?
Yeah, we're still trying to confirm his identity.
Is he the only one injured, Sheriff?
Correct. All the deputies are okay. The suspect is the only one injured. He's going to be fine.
You said simulated firearm. Does that mean like a BB gun? Is it a fake toy gun? What exactly are you referring to?
Yeah, we just simulated firearm. I looked at it myself. We'll release a picture here pretty soon. It looks like a real gun to me. It looks like a Glock 9mm to me.
You say now you know that it's simulated, but in that moment, can you speak to obviously the protocol of thinking that it's a real gun?
Right, so, obviously our deputies have to make split-second decisions to save their lives and others, and, we don't have the luxury of ensuring that it's not a real gun, especially when these simulated firearms, whatever you want to call them, they look extremely real. There was no orange tip on the gun like we've seen before. It looks like a real firearm, so, we can't take that chance and have to make sure that we're safe and make sure that this community is safe.
This guy was attempting suicide by cop?
Yeah, it's still unclear about that. We're still trying to look into his history. I'm pretty sure we got him identified, but I don't want to release that until we have all the information, and unclear what he was doing or why he was acting so erratically.
Give us a sense
Right out in the middle of the intersection?
Yeah, right in that intersection.
Is that that white car?
What's that?
Like that white car?
No, he wasn't involved. There wasn't a vehicle involved as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I've been told, yeah.
Did he threaten to shoot anyone?
Yeah, so we don't have that information yet. It's still preliminary investigation. The only thing I can tell you right now, there were several witnesses who said that he was waving a gun around, several witnesses.
How old was he, Sheriff?
He's approximately 30 years old.
You have been listening to a live news conference from Orange County Sheriff John Mina. Just to wrap up what he said, there was a man waving a gun near Azalea Park, and that's when a deputy opened fire shooting that man. Right now, that suspect is in the hospital.
We'll continue to follow that, but first we're going to break.
At some point, he pulled a firearm out of his waistband. One deputy shot at least one time, striking him in the arm. He is going to be okay. They're non-life-threatening injuries. After he was secured, we did recover the simulated firearm, which turned out to be what looks exactly like a real firearm. Florida Department of Law Enforcement is here. They're going to investigate, and the results of their investigation will be turned over to the state attorney's office, and of course we'll do our own internal review.
So the deputy shot the suspect in the arm?
Correct.
Okay. Was he making any sort of threats in addition to waving the gun around? Was he saying anything aggressive?
Yeah, so all that part's still under investigation. We just have the preliminary information, but we believe we're going to be able to charge him with aggravated assault based on what we know so far. We're still working on all those charges.
Okay, thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will charges be any less severe since it wasn't an actual firearm, or will it be the same type of charge?
Yeah, we're still looking at all that, but you know, as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be aggravated assault. You know, and the elements of that crime is the deputy has to be in fear for their life. So I'm certain we'll be able to go through those charges. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.